je ani sai alsi lamwe sabale fonla ala barka bagi.
At some NPP forums, I was threatened with my sister that they would attack me, they would kill me and my sister. NPP forums, the WhatsApp audios are right there. In fact, one of our UDP supporters, Sajo Dabo, made a whole YouTube, an audio that was later published on YouTube, saying that certain uniformed men were threatening my life, and he exposed them. But the police never took any step on these things. And this is the irony of it. A single 30-second audio from a UDP supporter allegedly insulting or allegedly threatening somebody, you will be called for questioning and detained immediately, even if they don't have evidence. But you can have a dozen and dozens of NPP people calling out my name, threatening me, uniformed men threatening me, and the police and the entire security outfit and the government will pretend that it's not happening. Do we have two laws in this country? One for government supporters and one for the opposition? Is this the justice we're praying for in our national anthem?
Talking about that, your party have had its share of issues with the PIO. I remember some time back, there was a video that went viral where PIO officers recorded themselves saying they had attacked or tear gassed the UDP officers, and they were celebrating that. When it went viral, the office of the IGP issued a statement and said they were investigating the officers and they will punish them. Now, what have you heard anything from that incident? Because I do know we need to protect law enforcement officers. They are good men, and they swore to protect lives and citizens in this country. But again, their job is to protect us. But when this video came out, the IGP issued a statement, and I was just reading through it before I came, where he said they were going to they suspended, they're investigating, and they will do something after. Do you know if anything was done about that case?
I've not known a single case where police brutality led to any action, disciplinary action from the level of the police authorities. And this is very unfortunate because, like you said, the police officers themselves, whether it's paramilitary or regular duty, they deserve our respect and they deserve to be protected.
Yeah.
But when you have a few rogue elements brutalizing people and then celebrating it, and then you have an advisor to the president coming out in video celebrating the tear gas attack on Lawyer Dabo's house, where women were beaten and brutalized, tear gas, hospitalized. Up to this day, the police have not taken a single step. The Keba Chati case, during my nomination, the police were aware of it. They saw the videos. We know that some top police officers were actually themselves shocked when they saw the videos, and they were telling their men, I mean, how can you do this? And the cameras were on. And in fact, when Keba Chati's case started and we started going there to show solidarity and sympathy, we got word from the police that they would come and visit him. Even if they did just that, you would have had a signal that they actually care. And if they did it, they are not just protecting Keba Chati and the I don't even care whether Keba is opposition or not. He's a citizen of the country. They would not just be protecting a civilian citizen, they would be protecting their own men. Because if a few elements in the security forces are going rogue and doing this kind of things, they're giving a bad name to the entire force. But if the leadership of the police is seen to be taking steps, I mean serious steps, to try to rectify these wrongs, I think that would assuage the public to know that, okay, some of these incidents will happen naturally because no human being is perfect, talk less of an institution peopled by thousands of humans. But if we know that if some of these incidents or accidents, as it were, happen, steps would be taken, I think it will reassure the public, and the respect for the security services would at least be higher than it is right now.
You are the campaign manager for United Democratic Party, and you have a lot of support, especially when it comes to the young folks in the party. A lot of the times when your party comes in contact with law enforcement, many a time, it's either the supporters are tear gas or there's an issue. It's always the issue. And I said this 2 days ago when you guys were detained and I was doing a Facebook Live. It seems like there is this thing between the UDP and the police. The UDP members, naturally, you talk to them, they say, In fact, the party militant said something, and that was very alarming during the press conference when you were in detention. He said, UDP mo fon se fano janne police te kukela je atemutale nyako to fenna. If that's the way the party leader feels, and he mentioned exactly the incident that happened at his house, and then the police at some corner also might be feeling whenever they come out, they always look at us as they are as somebody who don't like them. So they come in defensive, and the UDP comes in defensive. And at some point, everybody thinks, I cannot say use the word enemy, but everybody comes in tense because UDP is thinking, oh yeah, we know they're going to tear gas us, but we will still go. And the police say, yeah, they're going to cause trouble, so we're going to tear gas them. At some point, there should be something. What do you think from, from the leadership point of view, from the police and the UDP? UDP are citizens, and the police are here to protect every citizen. What do you think needs to be done to bring, to stop this kind of strange relationship that seems to be existing, even though, it's not like it's been designed or something, but it's just there right now, and this is fact?
Well, for me, I don't think this should be a difficult problem to resolve if the political leadership will is there at the level of government. Because personally, I don't think there's any natural hatred between the UDP and the police. I don't think the police, the majority of the police, I can peg it at even 90%, I don't think they hate UDP.
Okay.
The majority of UDP, I can peg it at 95%, they don't hate the police, and they know that the police have a job to do, and that job includes protecting UDP members.
What is the problem there?
The problem is Barrow's party, NPP, interfering with the work of the police. They are the ones talking in their chat rooms, reporting UDP members, either rightly or wrongly. Any little incident that happens, they'll ask the police to pounce on UDP, they'll give names, and the police would go and arrest our supporters.
And exactly, I see my friend Babukar Bahum and others kept saying Sabally, Sirifo Sonko and others should be arrested, and that really happened. Is that what you're trying to say? I will say the name.
I don't want to give him the dignity of mentioning his name, because I do a lot of salawat, so we might bless his name a little bit. This is Maulid Nabi.
All right, okay.
But
he's my friend. That's
these
why
people, he's even threatening the IGP.
Yeah.
But if NPP threatens the police and IGP, that's okay. It's other citizens. So my point is, and it's not an excuse for the IGP and the police command, because you are not paid by NPP, you are not paid by UDP. We all pay our taxes, and you work for all of us. We are all equal citizens. But if the NPP goons can go up to the IGP's office and threaten him and make him swear by the Quran, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's like a circus. So is this NPP constantly threatening police officers, threatening the IGP, and there's evidence there on social media? This is what compromises the ability of the police to do their job with professionalism and integrity. For me, the solution is for President Adama Barrow, who is the president of this country and commander-in-chief of the armed forces, to take his responsibility and restrain his party's hooligans, because it's not the whole of NPP. We know decent people in NPP who would not want to interfere with the work of the police or try to get the opposition into trouble just because they are in power. So there is a group there that the president and his men need to restrain, and the police also need to take their stance. I repeat, I don't think there's any deep-seated hatred or animosity between the UDP and the Gambia Police Force. And what I can tell you personally, I have no problem with the police force as an institution. I can tell you, 97% of this police force, they love me, I love them. They respect me, I respect them. But I get more respect and more honor from the Gambia Police Force today than when I was Secretary General Minister of Presidential Affairs. And I love and respect the police because my sister is a top police officer, and I lived in police lines. And these young men and women in uniform, they are my brothers. I deal with Gambian youths, whether you are UDP, even NPP youths. Whether you are police or army, we have the same mutual respect for each other. And I know what's happening in this police brutality, these incidents. I know there are police officers and men who detest this. Maybe they will not be able to say it, but they don't like it. But if the president is interested in peace and stability, if the president is interested in peaceful coexistence between the different political actors, let him restrain the few people within his party who are trying to make life difficult for the police, but let the police also be honest and sincere and professional enough to do their job, as we all swear when we serve, without fear or favor, ill will or affection. I don't think it's complicated, and I believe, and I'm speaking sincerely, wallahi. If I don't believe it, I will say it.
Yeah.
Nobody control it. I believe this problem can be resolved, but the police command, the leadership, they have to take their stance. And President Barrow, as commander-in-chief, needs to help his men to be able to do their job without much political interference. Listen to me.
Okay.
I said without much political interference, because I know politicians are politicians.
Yeah.
But the way the situation is going, it's about time that the NPP, they also restrain themselves a little bit and allow the police to do their job for our common interest. Because in situations of violence, these clashes, if police clash with UDP on the Westfield Brikama Highway,
Yeah.
who knows if Fatou Toure is going to be the victim and Fatou has nothing to do with it because he's just driving, going to visit our family in Lamin.
Yeah.
This is not good for anybody. And again, I repeat, I believe it can be resolved. Let us all have that will to be able to speak to each other to resolve these problems. I believe it can be done.
And you think, because you see, I listened to some audios, especially from Rambo, a serving diplomat who is paid by the taxpayers, saying, cautioning the IGP.
Yeah. Well, just say threatening him.
His exact words, IGP, mina lala mola ekaminfo, bayri koimu UDP let. And for those kind of statements, do you think those trigger some of these arrests?
Obviously, obviously. It's the same
if,
guy.
if they're telling you are UDP, you want to show UDP some restraint, and be tough on them just to satisfy those who are accusing you of that. Do you think it's a human nature? Do you think some of those things would trigger some of the things that
it's quite
your party
obvious
observes?
that him and other members said the police should arrest me, and the police arrest me. Of course, so the IGP is under pressure, and the entire police command. So this is really, Fatou, this is really unhealthy, and this is unnecessary drama because the sub-region is a little bit too volatile. Gambia is seen as the oasis, the bastion of peace and stability. Let us not create unnecessary drama. I'm not saying that there would not be incidents between the police and civilians. It is just normal. But let us not push the police and pit them against citizens of this country who are law-abiding because of our political interests. It's not good for anybody. Even those who are doing it, they just don't know. It's just ignorance. But it's not good for them because this country belongs to all of us. If conflicts erupts here, who can control it? Who knows where the effect of the conflict is going to be? I think this is really bad. And like I said, I believe it can be resolved. And we should all work together to resolve this.
Badul yine kata Sabally la kuma konti wato minani keri fatu ya interview soto bitung benga lamwe nyin kumola ani hakilola ngana lamwe ani jusola benga de nyola ngana banko nga doku nga asamba nyato kato ni Gambia kita one of the best countries in the world abentel bile nafala kato ni ajibe ndelbe mu Gambia no leti na family libe Gambia le ni kumumbe wanyama Gambia banko ayanta kalantel be concern neti be yantam blood na nyobule be banko sambola nyame banko la sambo nyato amanke masakunda damati masakunda ta keno la oppositional koma mansanya daka oppositional jele ko as partners in nation building wolong multi-mini yaran ko ani be blood na nyobluka banko sambanyato man sambanyan na kanye miro soto ko oppositional mu enemies of progress leti wolong multi-mini yaran ko imalafi banko la nyato tala ayanta kijele ko as contributors in national development because oppositional jama bije mini yaran ko ka cool mun point out akeke fellete mini yaran ko mansa make ni ta man ko nyinke nin kari ya fo akata ya ko nyinke mi yalon ko it will abe banko sambola nyato ning opposition mini yalon ko e ka diam e ka contribute towards national development e mo molete mini yalon ko imambo nan bantala bankol kan e mo molete mini yalon ko ni be kayanta nyim banko kan janne e mo banko dingol leti yanda ka molete mi yalon ko loi development o education o anin fenfendi yalon ko mansa yaje ko ase betiano banko dingoliye e telefona nyanta ila fea sia soto la wotole so walatina majanna nyoje la ko mu jawol leti nse fatano politiko la karola bari manyanna nyoje la ko dele mu nyo jawol leti illa fanna banko eta nyato hani sai mbal tentula mbal jela alkanjibe nyame on Fine TV Gambia your only viewpoint still be munyini kalal bulu wolong be lafla pro al franca diam al ye na platform de nyadile akata nyato le banfu akata komale lafta pro al franca wol fo molie katu atelle be bandala antel be kono la atelle be bandala to mando al kamin tel to jenola walatinna alla kuma kawol ka kuma yantel fanan fi bakele bari fanan be mun dal la bulu wolong nale programme o jibe o ali ala moy ala tral ala subscribe ibaji la ninga update okay abe ala to di la la pour kaytandi ko Fine TV yin update kar leke amanjare nga sia group wolto o nga ke Facebook pour aliaji ala baraka bake thank you so much